Who of you guys came here to create new connections, to connect with new people? Exactly, everyone, right? And I suppose all of you are remote workers, digital nomads, entrepreneurs in one way or the other. And on that journey, who of you guys have felt lonely sometimes? Exactly, quite a lot of people. Again, like I myself as well, and I believe like these are some of the reasons why finding that a deeper sense of community is so extremely important, not just to beat the loneliness, but for so many other reasons. But let's dive into that right here, right now. So community is as old as tales. So why is it so? Why is it not natural anymore? So when we think back hundreds of years, thousands of years, we always used to live in small tribes and small communities. Our communities was literally the reason of our survival. We needed to depend on the people for our food, for our safety, for everything. If we wouldn't live in that community, in that cave, in those tribes, it would practically mean certain death, because if you would live alone back in the day, you would be exposed to the weather, to the wild animals, to all the diseases out there. And today, and that is a big difference between then and now, today our survival, definitely for the Western people, for all of us, is it's a given. You know, we all have food. We don't have to look over our shoulder for a target that is coming to attack us. So we have that survival. And then now with the beautiful movement that we're all partaking in that independence, the digital nomad scene, becoming your own person, I feel like the downside of it is losing that connection with each other and losing the importance of that true connection. And I believe that that is a part why focusing on that community is not natural anymore. It's not needed for survival. So I want to show you today on how you can thrive in it. I think it's very important to differentiate what a network is and what a community is, because these days people slap the name community on absolutely everything. I personally don't really see a Facebook group as being your community unless it's a very, very tight Facebook group. It's more like your network. So I think it's important to differentiate that to start with. So your network is literally everyone that you know, friends of friends, just any connection that you have, Facebook friends, Instagram followers, whatever it may be. But you don't necessarily have the same interest. They're not necessarily going to go out of their way to support you. You don't really feel like you belong within that. And when you then look at community, you go a step further. It's people with similar interests, similar goals, similar core values, because that is what we connect upon. And the very big and important part for me for a true community is that you feel like you belong, that you feel heard, that you feel seen, that you feel supported within your community. And I'd love to ask all of you to really think about it for a moment. You can have different communities. Like I have a community where I'm a very fanatic snowboarder, where I go snowboarding with. I have my entrepreneurial community. But like, ask yourself, in the community or communities that you're in, do you truly feel like you belong? Do you feel seen and heard all the time? Or do you feel for yourself that you have to change yourself to fit in that community? Because then, or you might have to speak up and become your authentic self within that community, or that community might not 100% be right for you. So a very beautiful way that I think to describe it is a network consists of people that you want to be connected with, whether it's marketing leaders, whether it's a new mentor, whether it's a professional snowboarder, this actor, an inspirational person, whatever it may be. And a community then is truly where that person also wants to be connected with you too. And not just to your business, but truly to you as a person. And that goes both ways. Like you have to want to connect to that person, the person behind the business, and the other way around. And once you create a group like this, that's when you can start talking about community. So why am I so passionate about community? Tanya said it very briefly in the beginning. When I started traveling, people started to call me an old soul. At first, I didn't really know what it was. I started to realize afterwards. And when I then look at my childhood, I see that I'd never really felt like I belonged. Yes, I had friends because, we all need friends. Everyone says that you need friends. But when I truly asked myself, did I really feel like I belonged there? Were these really the people that are like, yes, this is my tribe? Not really, because with my age group, I didn't really connect. I always connected with older people. And I started a first business, a macrame business, like making some jewelry. But what I loved about it was a community of doing things together, being creative. I was living in a van. People that lived in a van, they know like a van life community is very tight, very open, very warm. And so I experienced that community more and more throughout my life. And like Tanya said, I lived in that spiritual community, very, very primitive. But because it was so primitive, you really start to appreciate what is important. You really come very close to yourself. And that belonging need, that connection, because there was no television, there were not distractions. You really had to depend on each other. We had our own little garden where we got our food from. Like it was just us. Of course, we could go, wherever we wanted, but we really lived all together in that community. And there I really started to understand of what it means to have that kind of thrive and what kind of a value that you get out of it. So as being someone that loves to teach and help other people forward, I dove deeper into the personal development space. I started my first coaching business. And also there, I noticed there were so many people that were people pleasers, that were trying to be someone, that were afraid of being their authentic self, afraid of judgment. And something that, like a very big important aspect of it, hardly any of them had that true community. Because I believe a true community allows you to flourish as your true authentic self, as the person you truly want to be, not the person they want you to be. So with having all of that, I dove deeper into community, started to speak about it more. Now I'm running the Thrive Tribe, what is a community for entrepreneurs with this intention. And out of honesty, I'm looking for a marketing expert to step into this as a business partner. So if there's anyone here, please come up to me after that is interested in this and we'll talk about it. But nonetheless, like me talking about this got me connected with Stefan, the partner of Amber, and this is how I got to speaking about community here on this stage today. But why is community so important? It's like I said, we don't really need it for survival anymore. But there is this guy, Maslow, and he created the hierarchy of needs. And it's literally, what do we need as a human being to self-actualize? The red little triangle on the top, you'll see that after, is self-actualization. For the people that don't really know what it is, long story short, it's becoming the best version of yourself. And that's kind of the pinnacle, like I can be the best version. I can do what I want, I feel good, I take on challenges, like you truly going out of your way. And like any other pyramid, we need to start at the bottom to build to the top so that the top is more stable and it's going to work better. So what comes at the bottom? Of course, your basic needs. First, we got those very basic needs for survival: food, shelter. But like I said, for people like us, you all sitting here, this is a given. Like almost, I think no one struggles with being able to have food on the table, a roof over their head. Just over that come our safety needs. We don't have to look over our shoulder if we walk on the street all the time, like we feel in general safe. And then there's internal safety. Internal safety, I can't dive too deep into right now, but like internal safety, part of it is as well allowing yourself to take challenges, feeling safe enough to get out of your comfort zone. And why do I find it important to say that? It's because I believe that your belonging needs, you having that tribe, that community, is that safety net that allows you to be a more independent person. Because we are so focused on that independence. But if we don't have a safety net, it becomes very difficult to truly explore who we are and become that independent person. And if we have a safety net that we can always come back to, a true tribe where we feel like we belong, that we won't be judged for taking actions that they might not agree with, then becoming independent, becoming our authentic self will become a lot easier. And then above that, like once we have that community, once we have those safety things, our esteem needs, like feeling good about yourself becomes a lot easier because you have people that are constantly cheering you on, that love your weird quirks. And then on top of that comes that self-actualization, because imagine yourself, if you don't have a tribe that supports you, if you are constantly trying to fit in, you don't have a good self-esteem, you don't feel internally safe, how difficult would it be to then truly self-actualize, to truly become the best version of yourself? And then if you imagine, if you have that tribe that cheers you on, that is there for you in moments of need, that celebrates together with you, how much easier would it then be to truly self-actualize? And that is something really important to think about. But then how, let's dive into some practical things, how to find your network. Like I said, your network is all the people that you know. So this is a little bit easier. All of you guys coming here today or to Bansko in general is a really good way to network. There's so many networking events set up, but it's also seeking out Facebook groups, companies, depending on what kind of network that you're looking for. Is it more in a professional sense? Is it in a personal sense? Maybe it's hobbies that you want to do. Any person that you can meet somewhere kind of becomes your network. And being aware of opportunities, I think that's an important thing, because opportunities are thrown at us all the time, but we might not allow ourselves to see them. If someone, how often have you been invited and you maybe didn't go there because you didn't know anyone? Well, see that as an opportunity and see that fear as a guide of doing something that might help you move forward. And the network is, of course, the first step towards a community, because before you kind of create a deep connection, first you just have to get to know that person. So how to find your community. Just like any other thing in the world, if you want to find something, you have to get crystal clear on what you want to find. Imagine this, I want to cook something really nice and extravagant, like a 3-course dinner, God knows what, for Christmas. And I go to the supermarket. I didn't really look at the recipes. I'm like, I'll go on the fly. And I'll go to the supermarket and fill up my cart. And I come home and then I look at the recipe. I'm like, oh, well, I've got some really nice things, but I actually don't have what I need to create what I want. And so really get clear on when you think about community, because this is unique for every single one of you. What does it mean, community, to you? What are the things that you want to talk about with your community? What are the things you want to do with your community? What are the values of the community that you want to be part of? And like I said, is it entrepreneurial people that you're looking for? Is it very sportsy people that you're looking for? Is it people that you want to go party every week till 6 o'clock in the morning? Just get clear on it and be honest with yourself. This is just internally. Once you're clear on what you want to find, go out there and figure out where you want to find these people. If you want to meet people that you want to party with till 5 o'clock in the morning, or you go to that party at 5 o'clock in the morning. If you want to meet entrepreneurs, you come to events like this. And as well, you all here came to this workshop for a specific reason. So community must interest you at least a little bit. So if you see someone here that you think, oh, this would be an interesting person to connect with, well, you have a similar interest here already, because otherwise you guys wouldn't be sitting here. So reach out to that person after, hey, I saw you at this workshop. What do you think of it? And your conversation is started. And just let the flow take you there. So like I said, go out, get involved, try and error, think engaging activities. If you want to be creative, go and do a ceramics workshop. Just saying something, go join a book club. Whatever it may be, what you want to do with your community, just go and do that, and you'll automatically connect more with your tribe. And a very important thing, be vulnerable, be open. Over the past days, all of you guys have done some small talk already, myself included, but I don't think there's anyone that really loves the small talk, is there? We all do it, we get through it to get to know the person, and then we try and dive a little bit deeper. If you allow yourself to be vulnerable from the start onwards, it becomes so much easier to just dive deeper. Yeah, instead of, hey, where are you from? How long are you staying in Bansko? Yes, these are interesting questions as well at some point, but saying something, for example, what is your intention of being here? What are you hoping to find? These are the kind of questions that dig a layer deeper straight away, and you get to know that person on a better level. But also share about you vulnerably, because the more vulnerable you share, the more vulnerable people will share with you, the more you get connected. And it's those connections that you are looking for. And then, of course, don't give up. Just like in the lottery, this chance is very, very small that on your first draw, you're going to hit the jackpot. I've made connections here that I started talking to someone and then you notice like it just didn't vibe. Well, that's okay. You know, we don't have to vibe with absolutely everyone. Honestly, if I have a community of 5 to 10 people that I feel really connected to, I am on top of the world. Of course, a network is a different thing, but can you imagine having 5 to 10 people that you can truly be yourself with, that you feel aligned with, that you love being with? That would be more than enough, wouldn't it? And your chance to meet one of those people is here, but you got to take action towards it because it's up to you. You have to choose to create the interactions because they're not just going to come to you. Well, potentially they might be, but still you have to be open, you have to be vulnerable. And so take that action, know what you want to find, go out and find it. And then how to thrive in a community, how to leverage it in your personal and professional life. First of all, what does it mean to thrive in a community? For me, it's really that people go out of their way to help you. When you think about your network, you know, my Facebook group and my following, if I ask them something, there won't be a lot of people that go out of their way to help me. But if I have that group of 5, 10, 15 people that truly support me, and I'm like, hey guys, I just created this new offer, it's for this and this and this, I think it's absolutely amazing. Do you know anyone that might be interested in this? They will actually think hard of who would benefit from this. Or you're looking for a mentor or a freelancer or anything like this, your community will go out of their way to help you. Not just think about it for 2 seconds and forget about it. No, they go out of their way. And if you notice that people go out of their way, then you know that you've found a community. And another part of thriving in your community, for me, is really, you know, life goes with its ups and downs. Your entrepreneurial journey, your personal journey, everything goes with its ups and downs. If you have a community that truly supports you, they will see the signs of you going into that dip, because we all have patterns, right? We all have patterns of how we deal with it, and if your community will know those patterns. And they will be able to give you that pep talk, that whatever it might be, yoga session, breath work, good conversation, any kind of support that you might need to help you get out of that dip. And if you're on that high, they will celebrate with you, you know, that you live that high so much more, that you enjoy that high so much more. Like Alexander Supertramp said in Into the Wild, happiness is not good when shared. Or happiness, no, I forgot it for a minute, but you guys know what I mean, right? And if you want to create that, you got to engage, guys. Like, how many communities are you part of that you don't really engage with? I don't see Facebook group as a community, but let's take Facebook groups. How many Facebook groups did you join one day hoping to get something out of it, and you never engaged? How are people that don't know you, like you, or support you, why would they support you if they don't even know who you are? And we have to give them a reason to give you that support that you were looking for in a community. And it's engaging, like offer support, go out of your way to help other people. And like there is no direct return or on investment of your time and energy. But as long as you engage, the moment you need something, people will be there. And like think about when we were living in the tribes, if I needed something, if I needed food, if I needed someone to build a house, there were very specific people that I could depend upon. Now we gotta pay money for every single thing because we don't know anyone anymore. We don't have community that want to help us just for the sake of helping us. That's actually why I love living in a small ski town in Austria, because it is that small, tight-knit community. I live in a town with 1,000 people, and I love it because I know the person in the supermarket. I know this person. Like I know if I need any tool, I go to 3 of my neighbors, and they all have the tool, and they're so happy to come and like they will come and help me do it just because you know each other. You know you form that community. And that's something I really want for you guys that's something I really want you guys to take away from all of this. You know, the moral of this story is you need a tribe to thrive. If you're gonna challenge the world alone, your entrepreneurial journey, your personal journey is gonna be a struggle. It's going to be a fight from the beginning to the end, and you're not gonna enjoy the process at all. And whether or not you have a community is up to you, because you got to make that choice to engage, to be vulnerable. Because like I said, nobody likes small talk for days on end. You know, we all want to connect to the person behind it. So engage, be vulnerable, be open, and you will find that community or create that community that you're looking for. And again, to thrive in your community is a choice. You know, it's all a choice. And it's a choice that you take. And if you choose to not take action, then you are choosing to not find a community. Not making a choice is making a choice to stand still. So if you want change in your life, in your community, in your professional life, if you want to feel more community, you're going to have to take action. You're going to have to break through that fear. And if you are maybe subconsciously choosing to not do that, you are choosing to stand still. All right, guys, I hope you learned something out of that. I hope that you guys realized what community is and what you can do to create more of a community for you.